Seth Rollins opens up about fatherhood. WWE's biggest stars are missing Backlash. Goldberg's status for WWE Backlash 2025. Braun Strowman's WWE release caused by salary issues. Triple H is panicking behind the scenes. WWE leaves talent in the dark. Roman Reigns is retired as the tribal chief. A huge update on Liv Morgan. Jey Uso ditches Sami Zayn. Let's dive right in. WWE's biggest stars are missing Backlash. WWE Backlash is set to ignite the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri, with an action-packed premium live event. Huge matches are locked in, and the crowd is hyped for an epic weekend. Stars like John Cena, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight are ready to shine, with WWE seizing some major moments. But several big names won't be at this weekend's show. Number 1, Rhea Ripley. Here's the deal. The Eradicator was supposed to team up with Sky to take on Julia and Roxanne Perez at Backlash. But this week's Raw shook things up. That massive tag team match is now set for the next Red Brand episode. It could have been a highlight at the premium live event, but it might have stretched the show too long, something Triple H has been careful to avoid since he took over creative. This means Mommy won't be at Backlash this year. Number 2, Jey Uso. Jey Uso left jaws on the floor when he made Gunther tap out at WrestleMania 41, becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. He's been clashing with Logan Paul on Raw since the huge event. Many expected Jey to defend his title against Paul at Backlash, but the feud didn't heat up fast enough. WWE decided to hold off on this match, likely saving it for Money in the Bank next month. Number 3, Roman Reigns. The Tribal Chief fell in the main event triple threat on night 1 of WrestleMania 41. Then, on the Raw after Mania, Braun Breaker teamed up with Seth Rollins to brutalize Reigns, shocking the WWE Universe. Roman hasn't appeared on WWE TV for weeks and is reportedly taking a short break before returning for a huge clash with the Visionary later. He's not booked for Backlash, but could show up on Raw soon. Number 4, Cody Rhodes. The American Nightmare hasn't been on WWE TV since John Cena beat him at WrestleMania 41. There's talk he might crash Backlash to mess with Cena's match against Randy Orton, but he's not officially on the card. The former undisputed WWE champion is set to appear on the May 16th episode of Friday Night SmackDown, where he might reveal his next steps after losing the title at WrestleMania. Number 5, Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins owned the spotlight by winning the triple threat main event at WrestleMania 41. His new alliance with Paul Heyman and Braun Breaker on Raw has everyone hooked. He was expected to team with Breaker against Roman Reigns and CM Punk, but that big tag match seems destined for a grander stage. That's likely why Rollins is missing Backlash, though he'll keep fueling this feud after this week's crazy Raw. The WWE Universe is dying to see what's next for these stars after the event. Goldberg's status for WWE Backlash 2025. Goldberg has vowed to have his final retirement match before 2025 ends, but his role at this Saturday's Backlash is still up in the air. In a recent Q&A, WrestleVotes was asked if the WWE Hall of Famer would pop up at Backlash to push his ongoing storyline with Gunther, which kicked off at Bad Blood. I haven't heard anything. He started the whole thing at Bad Blood with Gunther. They haven't done anything since. McAfee's got the football background, Goldberg's got the football background. The Saudi Arabia pay-per-view is coming up, so if they want Goldberg and Gunther to take place in this Saudi Arabia PLE that happens in June, you might as well start it here in May. But again, I haven't heard if he'll be there on Saturday for Backlash, and he's not expected to be there. The tense moment between Goldberg and Gunther at Bad Blood sparked talk of a future match, but nothing has happened since. With the Saudi Arabia PLE in June as a possible stage for their clash, Goldberg isn't expected to appear at Backlash on May 10th. He recently shared that he's training hard for his last match, saying, "I do not know who, when, or where I'm wrestling, but he's certain it'll happen before 2025 wraps up." Goldberg's last WWE bout was at Crown Jewel 2022 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, where he fell to Bobby Lashley in a brutal no-holds-barred match. Even after that loss, the former WWE champion is set on ending his career his way. With the June Saudi Arabia PLE on the horizon, WWE has a chance to build toward a massive moment for Goldberg's potential final fight. Braun Strowman's WWE release caused by salary issues. Braun Strowman is out of WWE once more, and while the news caught some off guard, the reasons are coming into focus. Dave Meltzer reports that WWE let Strowman go due to financial reasons, feeling his high salary didn't match his current role. This isn't new for Strowman. Back in 2021, he was earning $1.2 million a year on a big contract, but made a mistake by not locking in a no-cut clause, which he likely could have gotten given his status. Before WWE rehired him in 2022, Ringside News said the Raw and SmackDown writing teams were asked if they wanted to use him. Their answer? A flat, no interest. Still, Triple H brought him back after taking over creative. Now, in 2025, it seems that same lack of enthusiasm led to his release again. Strowman's backstage behavior didn't do him any favors either. After his 2022 return, a WWE source told Ringside News he was known for showing up late and leaving early, with some wondering if he's serious about this run. Those issues apparently stuck around, and Meltzer says WWE is now targeting talent they see as lazy to cut costs. In a recent Q&A, Bill Apter shared that Strowman's departure wasn't bitter. "I heard that it was not an angry break, and if they call him 6 months or a year down the road, we need you for 3 or 4 months. He would be willing to do it again. The door is open," Apter said. But there's no sign WWE plans to bring him back anytime soon. It'd be a shock if WWE gave Strowman a third shot, as most released stars don't get multiple comebacks. If they did call, it'd likely be for much less money than before. Strowman's last WWE match was on the April 18th, 2025 episode of SmackDown, teaming with LA Knight to beat Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. With his 90-day non-compete clause now active, Strowman's next move in wrestling is unclear. Did WWE make the right call cutting Strowman again? Should he take a pay cut to return, or is it time to explore new paths? Triple H is panicking behind the scenes. Triple H has been steering WWE's main roster creative since taking over from Vince McMahon in 2022. But lately, he's faced heat after WWE released several wrestlers. WWE Hall of Famer John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, thinks fans are being too hard on him. On May 2nd, news hit that Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, Katana Chance, Caden Carter, and Shayna Baszler were cut, along with NXT stars like Cora Jade and Gigi Dolan. On the Something to Wrestle podcast, JBL defended Triple H and WWE President Nick Khan, urging fans not to point fingers. "The hate that I've seen on the internet, though, I think is misguided, as far as Hunter, Triple H, and Nick," JBL said. "I mean, it's bull's tea. This is a business. And when you get older and you have contracts that are high, you've got a 90-day out on most of these contracts. I don't know what's in the contracts today. There's a confidentiality clause. I know the contracts used to be that way. I assume they're still the same way." JBL, who wrestled for WWE from 1995 to 2009, shared that he nearly got fired in the 1990s over complaints about his clothesline from hell. He gets why fans are upset, but believes releases are just part of the game as WWE pushes new talent every year. You see this in every single sport. You see this in entertainment. You see this everywhere. A person gets old and they end up either getting retired or somebody tells them to step aside. On the Coach and Bro show, the coach said wrestling is Triple H's entire life, just like it was for Vince McMahon. "I remember having a conversation with Vince McMahon back in the day. We were on his private jet and I asked him straight up and I said, 'Why do you still go to all the shows? Why do you sit backstage at all the shows? You're a billionaire.' And he looked at me and he said, and I quote, 'Because coach, this is my purpose and I've built this.' And there was no way in hell that Vince was going to allow somebody else to take the reins of the company that he built into a billion-dollar brand. Triple H, Vince, has the same mentality. This is all he loves," he said. The coach added that Triple H might be sweating behind closed doors, even though he's set financially, because wrestling is all he knows. He has no other interest. So, if he loses this spot, what is he gonna go do? Where is he gonna do it at? I think that's why he might be panicking a little bit behind the scenes. He'll never show it publicly, but behind the scenes, where would he go? What would he do? On the same episode, Vince Russo claimed there's a clash between TKO's entertainment side, run by CEO Ari Emanuel, and the wrestling side, led by Triple H. The former WWE writer believes Triple H will come out on the losing end. Here's the only problem. The problem is what Coach just said. The entertainment side has the power. There's no question about it. The entertainment side has the power. So, at the end of the day, Coach, the wrestling side is going to lose, and I'm going to ask you the question, who's on the wrestling side that's going to lose? Triple H. The WWE leaves talent in the dark. WWE is the ultimate dream for many wrestlers, constantly scouting fresh faces to build its roster and find the next breakout star. But under Triple H's leadership, the company has left some hopefuls in the shadows. By left in the shadows, we mean a recent set of tryouts held during WWE's European tour. Before WrestleMania 41, WWE hit several cities across Europe, including the UK, where they ran tryouts. The tryouts happened on March 29th at WWE's UK Performance Center, led by Robbie Brookside, Matt Bloom, and Johnny Moss. Triple H even showed up, speaking to the hopefuls for 15 minutes. Fightful Select spilled these details, adding that many UK talents still haven't heard back about their tryout results. The report mentioned that the group included plenty of athletes with no pro wrestling background, alongside those with experience, yet none of them have gotten any updates from WWE. It'll be a big deal when the company finally shares the outcomes. While WWE hunts for new stars through tryouts, it also has to manage its current lineup. A packed roster is great, but sometimes wrestlers end up on the chopping block. On May 2nd, WWE dropped a bombshell. cutting several performers, including big names like Braun Strowman, Dakota Kai, and Shayna Baszler, some of the most well-known stars on the main roster. The cuts also hit NXT, with stars like Jakara Jackson, Gigi Dolan, and Cora Jade getting released. It's tough to see so many skilled performers let go. Hopefully they'll bounce back quickly and get a chance to strut their stuff somewhere else soon. Roman Reigns is retired as the Tribal Chief. Roman Reigns hasn't appeared on WWE TV since the Raw after WrestleMania 41, where Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker viciously attacked him and CM Punk. This week, CM Punk made a comeback, saving Jey Uso and Sami Zayn from Rollins and Breaker during Raw's main event. Meanwhile, Reigns is said to be eyeing a June return. After Paul Heyman's shocking betrayal at WrestleMania, whispers online suggest the 39-year-old has quietly stepped away from his Tribal Chief persona. Social media is abuzz with theories backing this idea. On the latest Monday Night Raw, Triple H, a WWE Hall of Famer and Chief Content Officer, seemed to drop a clue that Reigns might have left the Tribal Chief behind. In the show's opening, Paul Heyman faced off with World Heavyweight Champion Jey Uso, spilling the truth about why he turned on Reigns in Las Vegas. Heyman said he transformed Reigns from a stray big dog into the Tribal Chief. He blamed Reigns for losing the undisputed WWE Universal title to Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40, and then abandoning him to Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, and the Tongans. Heyman added that after losing the title, Reigns vanished, reverting to a big dog nursing his big wounds. Many see this as a hint that Reigns has ditched his Tribal Chief role and returned to being the big dog. For now, it's just talk. The Rock hasn't been on WWE since teaming up with John Cena and turning heel at the 2025 Elimination Chamber. After WrestleMania 41, the final boss joined Pat McAfee on The Pat McAfee Show, explaining why he skipped Las Vegas. He also hyped up Roman Reigns and fired back at those labeling the 39-year-old a part-time wrestler. The Rock praised Reigns' drive and slammed his critics. Roman Reigns is in incredible shape, and every year he's dialing it in more and more. People calling him a part-timer really fuels the fire in him, and the company is still on his back, he said. A huge update on Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan was missing from the latest WWE Raw, and it's because she's off chasing a new adventure outside the ring. She's currently filming a movie, and fresh details have surfaced about how long she'll be away. 2 weeks ago on Raw, the Judgment Day star and her tag team partner Raquel Rodriguez beat Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyria to recapture the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. They'd lost the titles to the Irish duo at WrestleMania 41, where Lynch made her comeback but reclaimed them the next night. Now, Morgan's in Japan shooting a movie, but her absence won't drag on too long. The 30-year-old landed a lead role in Bad Lieutenant, Tokyo. Last week on Raw, she asked for time off to film, and WWE gave her the green light. Fightful Select reports she won't be gone for months. The report says this isn't a case where one half of the women's tag team champions will vanish from WWE TV for ages. Morgan is expected to wrap filming by May 16th and fly back to the US on May 17th. That said, Fightful didn't get details on her exact return to WWE programming. She's likely to miss just one more episode of Raw. After news broke that Morgan would be off TV for the movie, fans started wondering about the women's tag team titles. WrestleVotes cleared things up during a live Q&A on Sports Key to Wrestle Binge, saying the titles won't be stripped. I think they're going to keep them on the Judgment Day. I mean, they made note of her taking this role last night on TV, so I'd imagine they're going to keep the belts as is, and when she's back, they'll go back to defending them. WWE fans will be thrilled to see Liv Morgan back in action soon. Even as a heel, she's still a huge hit with the crowd. Jey Uso ditches Sami Zayn. Jey Uso might soon face a hard choice. On this week's Raw, he barely held on to his World Heavyweight Championship, and he has CM Punk to thank for it. Now, main event Jey could turn his back on a longtime friend and OG Bloodline member to team up with the Second City Saint. That friend? Sami Zayn. During Raw, Sami was the first to rush out and help Jey, but it wasn't enough. When things looked grim, CM Punk swooped in, causing a disqualification to save the day. With all the mayhem at the end, it seems like a tag team match is brewing. It could pit Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker against Jey Uso and either CM Punk or Sami Zayn. As the champ, Jey might have to pick a partner. This is where Jey could choose to sideline Sami Zayn. Why? Maybe because Sami's been on a losing streak lately, or because he's banged up after taking multiple spears on last week's Raw. But let's be clear, this is just guesswork. There's no guarantee Jey will have to choose between Punk and Zayn, or even if a tag match is happening. Still, Jey needs to watch his back with Seth Rollins and his new crew gunning for him. As World Heavyweight Champion, Jey's got a massive target on him. The biggest threat right now is Logan Paul. The Maverick made it crystal clear on the Raw after WrestleMania that he's coming for Jey's title. He's already attacked Jey twice, First, he knocked him out on last week's Raw. Then, after this week's Raw went off the air, he snuck up in a hood and laid Jey out at ringside. It's looking like a title match is on the horizon. When it happens, it'll be a wild ride to see how it all plays out. Seth Rollins opens up about fatherhood. Seth Rollins is a fierce force in the WWE ring, but at home, he's tackling an even tougher role, fatherhood. In a recent chat on the Chicago Bears YouTube channel, Rollins got real about how his life has shifted since becoming a dad and balancing his wrestling career with raising a 4.5-year-old daughter alongside Becky Lynch. "I can't just lay in bed all day. I got to get up and be dad and enjoy that process and be that for her," Rollins said, sharing how fatherhood has flipped his daily routine. The visionary revealed that his training has changed a lot from his early WWE days. "The way I train is just so much different now than the way I did 5-10 years ago. I'm not falling down nearly as much as I used to," he explained, focusing on staying healthy for his daughter. Rollins also stressed how time management has become a game changer as he juggles wrestling and family. "I got a family now. I got a daughter. So I gotta manage my time a little bit better. I want to feel better at home," he said, showing that being there for his daughter matters as much as ruling the ring. Rollins isn't the only superstar at home, though. His wife, Becky Lynch, is a WWE legend, and he was quick to give her props. "Your wife's a wrestler too, famous wrestler. So she is the greatest of all time. Becky Lynch, you can't beat it, man. So yeah, we both gotta be up and at 'em for a little 4.5-year-old because she runs the house. That's for sure," he said with a chuckle. Seth Rollins may be the visionary in WWE, but at home, he's a dad hustling to keep up with his toddler and his wrestling queen wife.